G'day folks, welcome to Big V TV. Great to have you with us. Pre-season 2013. Man, I'm looking forward to a big season. Me too. Good to be back. Look at your smiling faces. You're back with us.
It's back into the routine.
Yeah, I like it. It's great. Club of choice this time around. We're going down to visit the Gulls, Chelsea, and there's a fair bit of talk down at Chelsea. There's a lot happening. I'm pretty excited about Chelsea this
There's a lot of buzz around all three of their teams.
There is. They may be swooping on the old French fries down there on the beach. Look forward to seeing the Gulls this season. We're going to start with the women, who have gone down to Division 2. A 4-15 season last season. It wasn't a great season.
It was a struggle.
Let's be honest, it was a struggle. They go down to Division 2. I think they might be okay down there. I think they're going to be competitive.
Right at home.
Well, Division 2 is going to be a little bit tougher, I think.
Yes,
reloaded, absolutely.
Reloaded, I
no
like
longer,
that.
we're not conferencing Div 1 women anymore.
Yep.
So that's a straight 10. So in effect, we've got 4 teams that have sort of, you know, floated down to Div 2.
There's been some big changes, by the way. Alan Rumble was the coach for all intents and purposes right throughout the last 3 or 4 months. I believe Work, maybe heading into state. He's had to step away. Guess who's back?
The legend, one of the all-time Big V legends.
Ronnie Royer.
Wesley Snipes.
Mate, he's saddled up and he's ready to go. He's going down to coach the Chelsea Division 2
What a great pick-up at the last minute before the season starts to be able to bring in someone, you know, such a legend around the league to come in and look, their women's program probably needed a bit of rebuilding, so to bring in someone like Ronnie,
shot in the arm.
It's fantastic.
Best whiteboard in the business.
Well, if we were to get the old Melbourne Cup, you know, board out at the moment for all the odds, how often do you think Ronnie Roy will get mentioned on Big V TV this season?
On the daily.
Do you think there's a chance?
So $1.
Yeah, $1 at the moment, I think. Riviera Hotel in Seaford is the sponsor of the women down there, so great to have their support. Tell us about some of the comings and goings, because there's been plenty.
Okay, so they've got some new players. Rosalie Davis is back after 2 years.
Or Rosalie.
Rosalie,
Good.
Kelly Gardner's coming back after a knee injury.
Is she really early in the season?
Pre-season tournament.
A couple of years ago. So, you know, all the best to her. It's fantastic
to see Kel back.
On court. And, you know, Ronnie Rye's coming in at the last minute, and apparently he's going to have a few extra players.
Did they really write that on there? Just tell us what they wrote. We wanted clubs to write their ins and their outs.
This is a
tell us what they wrote.
Show.
No. Oh, no.
Can we not read that out?
No, we can't.
Okay, fair enough.
So Ronnie Rye, I think, is going to have a couple of new faces to go with him.
Are you sure we can't say that? Okay, alright. That's very funny. I like it. Very funny.
But Beth, they've lost a few players, including really some big ins for some big of their big name players.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Jenny Ma, who's headed off to Mornington.
Back to Mornington.
Can't wait for that matchup, by the way.
Michelle Sessler.
The Sizzler. Where's the Sizzler gone? Unknown.
Not sure.
I wonder where she'll pop up.
Where the Sizzler? Do you know?
I don't know. I hope that we keep her in the league.
Yeah, like a Sizzler.
Really added something.
Like the Sizzler.
Yeah.
Bridget Keat, who is injured. I don't know what she did during the season or.
She's out at the moment, is she?
That's disappointing for them. She's a strong player,
And Kate Marnie off to Camberwell.
Yeah,
that's the guts of their team.
Wow, and this is the one that surprises me, Kate, because I think 200th game last season at Chelsea. I was really surprised to see that she'd upped and moved, but she obviously wants to keep playing Division 1 because she's gone to Camberwell. So we wish her well. Absolutely, but that was a bit of a surprise. Lots of changes down there at Chelsea.
But there needed to be some changes. They've had a couple of really lean seasons. They won Div 2 women
2010.
Had 2 seasons up there, struggled both years. And there hasn't been a lot of young kids coming up into that program. And if this is going to be sustainable long term, they've got to start addressing that. And I believe this year they pushed 2 of their juniors up there and will hope to give them significant minutes.
And we'll give them a plug. Casey Shield and April Franks.
Welcome to the big time.
Looking forward to seeing them. What do we think? Where do we think Division 2 women? It's going to be a top 4.
Wow.
Top 4.
Where do we think Chelsea?
Not finals.
No, I think they're going to miss.
Yeah, just.
I'm going to say miss, but it's really hard to know without knowing what players want to be in.
But fence sitters would.
No. Like as of now, miss. But you know, Ron Ryan could walk in with Lauren Jackson. Like you don't know. Like do you know what I mean? So for now, I'm going to say they missed.
Can we talk about those other ends, or are you sure we can't mention those other ends?
I'm sure.
Okay, fair enough. I reckon middle of the table.
Beth?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
It's a rebuilding year for them, which is going to be good to see.
Yes.
So
if I built that up enough, people are going to be thinking, what?
You too.
It's just a big blank space.
And look, exciting for Chelsea. They have they applied to the league to get a new youth league team in, and they were accepted. And
have they been there before in youth league men? They have, haven't they?
They have. I think they pulled them out. My first. Just after 2010, I reckon they pulled the youth men.
Yeah, and look, it's really good for the club because, as we'll get to in a minute, their Division 1 men's team are trying to take that next step in terms of trying to become ultra competitive.
Yep.
So they need a place where their juniors can come through their VJBL ranks up into a youth league side, because VJBL to their Division 1 side, when you see them in, it's probably going to be way too big a jump. So for them having a youth league where they can keep developing those kids for the senior side, I think it was really important for their club to get that on the board.
And I like youth league too, because it's a lot of these mid-range clubs in terms of size, to be fair, where these kids, we're starting to see these developing kids come through the junior program up into the big V, and there's some cracking players. There's some really, really good players running around. It's top 4, by the way, in youth league 2 this season.
Coach Rick Voss.
Rick Voss, we wish you
Pakenham.
His brother coaches up at Brisbane, by the way, so there's a little bit of a...
So it should be pretty good.
IGA Seaford, I start playing footy, that's fair, right? IGA Seaford is their major sponsor, so we welcome them aboard. What about some of the players we expect to see?
Just before we do, I just want to touch on their assistant coach, familiar name there, John Howard. Didn't he have Whittlesea?
Wasn't he Prime Minister? Was he Prime Minister of Australia?
John Howard.
Oh, Howard. Sorry, Howard.
John Howard was the Whittlesea youth women's coach last year.
It's so interesting to see that he's come right across the other side of
enjoy the drive, John.
And look, if you have a look at new players, Brad Howard, that's actually John's son.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's that's a really strong.
Who else have they picked up?
Stuart Terrell.
Stewie Tyrrell from Warrandyte. Played youth there last season.
Luke Jenkins from Casey. And Mitchell Baines from Mornington. So you know you've got 4 players, but you can assume the rest are going to be made up of the local Chelsea kids and under 18s and 20s coming through.
Topped up.
So you know it'll be fantastic for Chelsea.
You know the biggest story with this team, don't you? There is a really big story that we're going to follow right throughout the season with the Youth League 2 Chelsea Gulls.
Spit it out.
Well, they've got a few rookies that have come up. In fact, they've got 3 rookies that have come up.
Exactly where you're going.
And Kieran Doherty, we wish you all the best, mate. Mitchell Alexandru, is it?
Yes.
We wish you well, but I've got to be honest, there's a chance we probably won't talk about you as much as we talk about
the Pirate.
Edward Scissorhands.
Is that the Pirate?
Yeah, it's
Is
the
that
Pirate.
Johnny Depp?
It is.
Hey, is that Captain Jack himself? Is his name seriously Johnny Depp? Captain Jack is in the team. We
Maybe
wish him well.
Deppy.
Yeah.
No,
That's not.
Before we move on.
Even if it is,
It's not. No. Jack Sparrow's in.
Chelsea had a practice match with Southern Penn not too long ago, guessing on the weekend.
Yep.
Now, youth 2 men. Southern Penn were a team that were in Youth 2 last year. So I guess it's in a way good for Chelsea that they actually came out on top.
No,
so they got the win.
Who won? Chelsea won.
Chelsea won. So it's good for them to be a new team, come in and beat someone that's had already the experience in Youth 2.
Great to have a pre-season win.
Sticking with the Gulls, I'll tell you what, lots of big news and underline big.
Are their youth men going to make the finals?
Top 4? No, they won't.
No,
sorry.
Okay.
It's just their first season.
Yeah, they'll be competitive, I think.
Mind you.
We don't want to build their hopes up.
Don't sit.
Gentle entry.
Don't sit. Are they going to make it or not?
I'm going to go yes.
And look, mind you, they've got the Black Pearl on board. They've got they've got Davy Crockett on board. That might be okay. Look forward to seeing the captain out there. Look, Chelsea Division 1 men. Lots and lots have been said about Chelsea Division 1 men.
Talking about a team that's reloaded. Wow, this Chelsea men's team are going to be fun to watch.
8-14 last season.
Yep.
They had a couple of good wins along the way, but they just weren't good enough to compete with the big boys. I think they may compete with the big boys this season under
Sean King's got his recruiting hat on.
This is what they needed to do to stay relevant in that division.
Absolutely.
In that conference.
Yeah, well, good point. Because most of that conference have had a chat to us about potentially going to state champ next year.
Yep.
So everyone's loading up.
Yep.
Everyone's starting to think about their future plans. And I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea start taking those sort of moves seriously too.
Boom, here we go.
And can I go a step further?
Yeah.
You just talked about being relevant in the competition.
Yeah.
Can I go a step further and say relevant in that region? There's a lot of competition
Yeah.
between Chelsea, Mornington, Western Port, Southern Penn.
Frankston.
Frankston, I just think relevance within that region. Chelsea could be a team to really watch.
Especially with that nice big new venue out there at Patterson River.
Yeah,
Nice
and look,
place
just
too,
before,
nice.
before we get into the players, just to mention their sponsors of the men's team, IGA Seaford and the Bendigo Bank Aspendale Gardens.
Good on you.
So,
Great to have the
Good on
sponsors
Bendigo
with
Bank.
us.
They
Yep.
provide a lot of
Yep,
it.
they do.
First one up is a returning Gull, Fraser Thompson, Frankston Siebel.
Yeah.
He's big
Yeah,
and he's
big.
athletic and he's, I don't know, he's tall though. Kevin Butter Johnson's their import.
NBA D-League player. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see
Yeah.
him play.
Good
Really.
6'7",
Evidently,
6'7".
he's the goods.
Overtime cover last year. And who else we got? Darren Best. He's from Pauline. He's going to rip this
Yeah.
division up.
Yeah.
Honestly,
He's-
I think he's just about the best recruit in Div 1
Oh.
men.
Darren Best.
One of them, yeah. I really rate him.
Big call.
Excuse the pun.
Big
And
call.
if he's going to be getting the ball a lot. He's going to be able to pretty much shoot when he wants,
Yeah.
and he just
Hey,
knocks
stick
them
with our
down.
club shows. There's some big names in Division
Yeah.
One.
We're not even
Yeah.
done yet.
You've already gone with Bestie off the top of the bat. Bang.
Equal with the recruit at Whittlesea, which we'll talk about in the Whittlesea
Okay,
show.
fair enough.
Andrew Kelly from Sherbrooke's
Okay.
come to Chelsea,
Yeah.
a good
Can
young
play.
player. He's very
One
solid.
of our boys is going to be running around for them. Man with the headband. You ever mentioned the man with the headband? The
Fan of the
antique
show.
furniture dealer.
Oh, who?
Hey, Vlad.
Oh, Vlad, yes.
Vlad's
Vlad's
at Chelsea, yeah.
Return to Chelsea. He has been at Chelsea before.
He has.
Mm.
Where are they going to fit him on that roster?
It's pretty
It's
choppy.
a big headband.
Yep.
It's tough.
One big headband.
No.
I tell you what, Sean King has got his work cut out for him to balance
Yep.
court time.
They're 3, 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Hey, players gone. RB Clyburn.
Oh.
Cal's mate.
Cal's mate. He said
He was a great- he was a
said he
really
could not
nice
play. Nah, that's not what you said last
He was a
season.
nice bloke,
mate.
though.
That's not what you said. Walwal Nom. We don't know where Walwal's
And
playing at the
I
moment.
know they've recruited some really good bigs, but Walwal is a pretty big out for them because
Absolutely.
they had a really good
He's
season.
He's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where he's playing. We haven't heard, but he's not down there. Paul Kennedy has
Hey,
retired.
you know who Paul Kennedy is? He's one of the writers for the NBL website.
Is he really?
He's on the front page. Look it up right now. Just go to nbl.com.au and that's
the roads.
Paul Lowe Kennedy.
Yeah, good on
There's
him,
a picture
PK.
of him. He's got the ponytail.
Pull back ponytail.
Yep.
Okay, nice. He's retired, by the way. He's not playing, so we won't see him out
Well,
on
if he's
court.
got some time on his hands and he wants to do some writing for Big
Yeah,
V,
come and see us.
call.
Yeah,
Come and
that's
see us.
right, absolutely.
A couple of blokes,
I've already there.
we hate reading a couple of blokes, so come along and have a chat to us. VJBL rookies coming up. Matt Wright from Chelsea,
Yep.
Excellent.
obviously from the club. So well done to the Gulls.
Here's a tough one.
8-14 last season now. I've been looking forward to this. Where do you think the Gulls are going to finish? It's a tough conference too, by the
It
way.
is tough.
Conference.
It goes 8 deep.
Where are they going to finish?
Top
How many
two.
are in the conference, by the way? 8.
8.
Yeah, good. 8 deep. We're top 2.
Yeah.
I'll just say they'll make
Wow.
they'll make finals.
In the conference.
Yeah.
Fourth.
I think 4th as well.
Yeah, I'm going 4th.
Top 2. Wow.
But you know what? They're just as likely to come out and knock off the top team in the other conference.
Definitely.
And it's not like, it's no disrespect because they're an awesome team, but that conference is so tough, and I think there's only
Yeah.
going to be a couple of wins between first and sixth. So fourth
Yeah.
for me.
Quick question. Big.
Big.
Who's playing guard for them? Where are their guards? Who's running the
When
wings?
you're that
Vlad or
kid, you
something?
don't need a gun.
Vlad, is he? Okay, look forward to that.
High passes the whole way up the court.
Vlad, you're the new point guard down at Chelsea. So there we go, club of choice this time around, the Chelsea Gulls. Exciting times down there for the Gulls. We're looking forward to it. Which club's up next? Stick with us.